After being rudely interrupted last week due to some Doctor Who news, we are back doing our Doctor Who tier list series. And as you can see, Troy is ready for this recording.
Oh, dude, I'm so ready. I'm so excited.
Troy, are you paying your full attention to me right now?
What do you mean? I'm paying complete attention. What's the problem?
Do you realize you've left the other camera on?
I don't know what you're talking about, sir. What do you mean? Explain for the dear audio listeners.
You're playing games right now.
I'm not playing games. What do you mean?
You are. I can hear your controller.
The only games that are playing right now are the games you're playing with my heart, buddy. It's not nice.
Sorry, man. Do you want to talk about Series 12 since you're in 12th place right now?
Wow, okay, damn. I decide to play a quick race of a Sonic game while you're getting set up, and you ridicule me for it.
Yes.
Look, I see this monster truck, I'm going to drive it over you.
Do it.
Damn, okay. In today's episode, we get depressing as we talk about Series 12 of Doctor Who. Hopefully, after the intro, you'll see my face. Until then, roll it!
Hello and welcome back to Who's There, a Doctor Who podcast. My name is Crispy, his name is Troy, and we're the hotline that accepts your calls throughout anywhere in time and space. And today, oh boy, Troy, we are getting very close to the finish line of our tier list series. We're talking about Series 12.
Yes, Crispy, we are.
And that is a visual joke. That is a visual joke that Troy has been doing this entire recording prior to us talking to you right now, where he holds up a blue Wii remote every time he says Wii.
Yeah. Crispy, can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Can you remind me of how is it the French people say yes? I don't...
Oh my god. Is it
so?
Wii,
Yeah, folks.
perhaps?
We've had some. I'm going to give you some context here. Both of us are very tired. Both of us have been suffering some very serious technical difficulties. Remember, I mentioned a recording issue we had a couple weeks ago where I could hear my own voice back. I can hear my own voice back again. Having a great time with it.
He's hearing more voices than usual. Yeah.
So I'm fighting with my own voice and yours and internet. So we're having a great time. But you know, amidst all that chaos, I thought, why not I make some light-hearted, terrible jokes? So I was like, you know what? I know a joke that's going to make both of we laugh. Forget it.
There it is.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that might pop up every now and again. It's not going to be very funny, but Crispy will probably laugh, and that's worth it to me, so get on with it. Thank you for everyone's support last week as well. Really appreciate it. There were a couple of people who said that we were being hopeless idiots for wanting more from Russell. You know, fair enough, you're entitled to your opinion. But most of you were just like, cool episode. That's really nice. Thank you.
I can't believe people would be mean in a Doctor Who comment section.
No, they wouldn't be. They wouldn't be.
They wouldn't be.
No, our community certainly wouldn't. They're lovely. They're lovely.
That is true.
And let me tell you, we love you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to discuss Series 12 of Doctor Who. Back on course to finish off this tier list series in the next few weeks, to be honest. I've been talking to Crispy about this. I wonder if we should do the RTD2 era in one go. Which... Big video. It's a big ask, because we've got what will probably be this episode and next episode's episode count in one video in that episode. But... considering we've reviewed that stuff all, which is crazy to think, maybe we can get through it quicker. I don't know. We'll see.
I like it.
But until then, Crispy, it's time to rank Series 12. Ladies and gentlemen, we're interrupting here because we forgot to transition and we couldn't go without transitioning. So just in this really awkwardly cut clip, 3, 2, 1, transition to the Jodie Whittaker tier list. Back to us earlier when we completely forgot to do it. Much like every other episode we've done of this so far, we're going to rank the incumbent festive special that we didn't get to last week, as well as the rest of the main series. So we're going to start with Resolution and work our way all the way up to the Timeless Children.
Ooh.
Indeed. As always, actually, as a reminder, some people were asking in the comments, or someone asked, we are trying to rank these all objectively as we can, regardless of their era. We're not saying it's a Jodie Whittaker S tier. We're saying it's an S tier. There were a few people who were like, oh, I think someone in particular commented, is an S in Jodie Whittaker the same as an S in David Tennant? And we're trying to make it that, so that if we do that big bumper episode live stream at some point, where we put everything together and see if it all holds up, it will make it hopefully slightly easier to do. Which I still want to do. Maybe not right after, but I think it'd be fun.
We can revisit.
Yeah, maybe a Christmas special, since there won't be one this year. Crispy, let's start with Resolution. What are your thoughts on the first of the Jodie Whittaker New Year's Day specials?
People are always very harsh on this story.
They are.
I enjoyed it because this was the first time in Jodie's era that we kind of had a returning Doctor Who villain that wasn't a new baddie, as it were, and we finally got, a doctor that faced the Daleks. At Shooty Gatwa, how are you right now, my friend? Troy's no reaction there from Troy.
Yeah, I'm glad you noticed that. Keep going.
I always like this story. It's not one I often revisit. It's fine. Shall we hear what Zach thinks about it?
Already a caller. My goodness.
Yeah. Can you believe?
Let's do it.
For me, the sign of a good Doctor Who episode is one that I can recall really well, and this is absolutely one of them. I think that Charlotte Ritchie, who plays the woman who had the Dalek on her, was amazing. I loved the scene with her and the police officers, just pure Doctor Who. I think that the payoff with Ryan and his dad was the best we've seen him so far, and overall I think the story was just incredible. It was the first of the New Year specials, which I didn't mind too much. It was definitely a standout episode for Chris and Jodie and all the companions.
Yeah, I forgot about all the Ryan work in this episode.
Disgraceful.
It's Ryan's best episode.
Yeah, it is.
Troy, what do you think?
His character becomes pretty kind of one and done for most of Series 12, unfortunately. Also, once again, with us having the same tech issues where I'm hearing my voice back, the calls are really quiet on my end, so I am going to be like this, like locked in, eyes closed. Please don't think that's me falling asleep at your call. I plan to fall asleep after this recording, not during it. But yeah, I think it's probably the best performance Tosin Colahan's in all of Doctor Who. I think he does fantastic in it. I also just think all three of the New Year specials are really good. Like, I mean, we're not going to get to Revolution of the Daleks this week, but I love that one. We will get to that at the start of next week's episode. And Eve of the Daleks is going to be an S tier. I'll be pushing for that, so prepare yourself for that. But I think all three of these are really good. I would almost argue they get better as they go on, to be honest, out of the three.
Yeah.
But I really enjoy Resolution. I think it's a really fun take on a Dalek, one without its casing that is actually having to build a fresh set of armour and seeing that interact with the new Doctor. There's just something fun to it. There's something really fun to it. I think this is a firm A. I think probably top of A. I think I probably like this more than it takes you away.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
It's going in A, fella.
It's not. It's top of B.
It's not top of
Final
B.
offer.
That wasn't an offer. You haven't adjusted
Final
at all.
offer.
You said B from the start.
All right, I'll negotiate. Final B.
All right, Crispy, twos or tails?
Oh no, we're not doing.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the weekly minigame.
One.
Where if you're new here, for some reason the only coin I have near my desk is 2 Polish zloty, and it doesn't have a head on it. It has a number 2, and it has a tail. So I ask Crispy twos or tails, and whoever wins gets their say of where the episode goes. So Crispy, twos or tails?
2.
2. Would you look at that? It's tails, and it's going on. Sorry, I've picked up a little tails figure.
Another
you said
visual
twos, let's
joke. Yeah.
For once, Crispy has won.
Yes.
Doesn't make your take any better, but
it's true. It's true. You're saying all of these get better, and I agreed with you. And so I think
I think Resolution and Revolution are both A tier episodes, and I think Eve is an S tier.
That's just incorrect. That's just factually incorrect.
Oh, he's lacking his whimsy again, folks. All right. It's time for some James Bond action. Sorry, I'm really flabbergasted by hearing my voice. I've forgotten what this is like. So I kind of paused thinking you're speaking, and I'm like, wait, no, I'm just talking to myself.
Correct.
Psychotic. More than normal.
Mm-hmm.
Crispy, how do you feel about Spyfall Part 1? Or do we do it both parts together? I don't know. How are we doing this?
I would divvy them up because there's some crazy things that happen in Part 2. And they're both directed by different directors, which I find really weird for a 2-parter.
I did not remember that.
Did you know that? Yeah, I always thought that was so weird. Being like, I don't know, if I directed the first part of Spyfall, I'd want to continue that on. Anyway.
Imagine, you're just in the middle of a plane scene and the director goes, right, that's it, I'm off. And then someone else just walks in and goes, all right, go.
All right, we're off. We're off to the races. So, this story took me by surprise. When they announced they were doing a spy thing, I was like, God, I don't know. It seems like a bit of a gimmick, and it is a bit of a gimmick.
However, it's a big gimmick.
It's a big gimmick. However, the score is unreal. It really, truly at the forefront here, especially when they're rocking up to that party. Love it, love it, love it, love it. And the shock horror twist at the end of Spyfall Part 1 with the reveal of a certain master was world class, master class, if you will. And the fact that the Chibnall era is so locked down that nothing really leaks, this truly shook me. I was like, oh my gosh, this was the reaction I wanted back when John Sim returned a couple series ago. And so I love it. It's a gimmicky episode. It's got a big twist, but I enjoy it. I really do enjoy part 1. Part 2 is just weird because of that one line Jodie has about now they'll see your true colors or whatever. I can't remember what exactly the thing is.
Yeah, the real you or something. Yeah,
the real you. Yeah, that always rubbed me the wrong way. However, I think it's a pretty good story.
Yeah, if you don't know what Crispy's talking about, if you need a quick refresher, it's because the Master is disguised as a well, to be blunt, a Nazi. They never say it in the episode, I don't think. But he has like kind of a perception filter type thing engaged. She turns it off, and because obviously, well, to quote her doctor, he's not exactly the Aryan archetype. Obviously referring to skin color. She turns it off and is like, they'll see the real you, which just is kind of a bit mad, so that she's like, oh, I'm going to let the Nazis now do whatever the Nazis probably did to people of different skin colors. I say probably. We know. It's definitely, it's a lie. I don't even think I fully registered at the time. I just was like, oh, they're going to know he's a Time Lord. And then as soon as I logged online, I was like, oh yeah, oh no. It was like a kind of a bit of a mad thing.
It's just
I don't even
weird.
know how I didn't notice it at the time, to be completely honest with you. It's not like Dot and Bubble or something. Like, because there was, I think, were there some people with Dot and Bubble who still didn't realise it was about race till after the episode was over?
Oh, surely. I imagine.
There was such a mix of reactions. I think there were a couple who were like, oh. I swear there were a couple.
I think that'd be hard to miss.
But it's always, like, it's, as we said, it's an interesting debate about, like, how aware you are of these issues. Like, I don't know. I feel like maybe back in 2020 I didn't clock it as quickly, but now I feel like I've picked that up immediately. I don't know. Maybe that's just a sign of how much we've evolved as humans, Crispy.
True.
How's the ego stroking going? No, so... Part 2 for me is definitely weaker, without a shadow of a doubt. There's like some very weird meandering going on, and it kind of feels like, especially on the companion side of things, they don't have as much to do. They're kind of trying to give them some purpose, being a little runaway thing, hiding out in a as yet constructed house, and some stuff like that. That's just a little bit, I don't know, it feels a bit like a retread of Last of the Time Lords, or Sound of Drums, technically, where it's like, you know, your public enemies, like 1, 2, and 3, kind of with these 3. But you do get Bradley Walsh saying, don't make me do the old soft shoe shuffle. So there is that.
I hate that. That's my least favourite line in all of Doctor Who.
In all of Doctor Who?
In all of Doctor Who.
So you rate we've even got a bit of a love life above that?
100%. 100%. There are weapons attached to his feet. Can you imagine? One of the security guards there, he's rocked up. He's said goodbye to his wife and his daughter in the morning. He's gone out to arrest these wanted fugitives. He goes out and he says, oh, don't make me do the old shoe shuffle. Imagine Bradley Walsh does a little dance, shoots this guy, you know, in the head, and he's lost it. You know, we have a grieving widow here, and Bradley Walsh is saying it as a joke. They are weapons attached to his feet.
Okay. Counterpoint. It's funny.
Okay, S tier.
Oh, mate. Yeah, I honestly find that scene hilarious. So, you know, it just goes to show, folks, I don't think Crispy's opinions are locked down today. You know,
I think Crispy's so weird.
Crispy's lacking that whimsy. He's lacking that whimsy today.
Not lacking whimsy. Maybe I am today.
I think you are a little bit. I think we need to get better. So, I am... There you go, he's laughing. That's going to help. It's going to help people. It's a plot arc of this episode. Yeah, I mean, how many times have I waxed lyrical about the plane scene, Spyfall Part 1, the Master Reveal, how it is one of my all-time favourite cliffhangers in all of Doctor Who, still continues to be. It's just so effortlessly done. Love the music, even though, as I've said before, it is literally the spit of Kylo Ren's theme from the Star Wars sequels. The musical motif is the exact same. If you haven't heard it yet, go and watch the music right after he says Spymaster, and then listen to Kylo Ren's musical motif. If you don't hear it, then you're probably not nearly as neurospicy in the head as I am, because I spot those kind of things instantly. But yeah, the complete spit. Not against Sagan, that's obviously just a coincidence, but I can't unhear it. It's just a fantastic scene. Like, for me, that elevates Part 1, like, a level ahead. Wherever I put it tier list-wise, that scene for me is enough to put it up another tier. Like, I just love that whole thing. There's some just really good James Bondy vibes to it, coming from someone who's not a big James Bond fan, but has since become a very big Mission Impossible fan, so I guess that kind of applies. But yeah, I think part 1 is definitely stronger than part 2. I just don't know if part 1 fits into A tier. I kind of want to put it in low A because of that final scene, but the rest of the episode is good, but not as strong as that ending. So I don't know.
Wow.
Crispy, your thoughts?
Well, you don't need to hear my thoughts because someone has called
I do,
in.
because it's a podcast. It's not a monologue.
We have GDS Studios here talking about Spyfall, and while they're doing that, Troy, you and I, we will rank these 2 stories just using hand gestures, okay? You ready?
Okay.
Here we go.
Series 12, Jodie Whittaker's best, in my humble opinion, and the best episode. I really like the Spyfall 2-parter. If it didn't end so abruptly, things like, the Kasavan being defeated so easily, Lenny Henry just getting away with it, and you never see him again. I think probably, honestly, the best episode, the one that feels the most Doctor Who, Nikola Tesla's Night of Terror. Fun monster of the week, fun historic character, nice locations and all that. I think it's a blast.
He was talking about Nikola Tesla's at the end there, but we're almost there
fine,
anyway.
Because that's going to be a very popular one, I feel. We managed to pretty much land on our predictions quite quick there, didn't we?
That was good. You see, I
Spyfall
told you it'd be a
Part
fun
1,
bit.
bottom of A tier, and Spyfall Part 2, nearly the bottom of B tier. I'm fine with that.
I'm so happy. I really thought you were going to push both for A or something ridiculous.
No.
Benny?
I'm just glad you have actual logical takes, unlike me.
Benny?
Also, I'd like to make an apology, because you can tell Crispy's really tired and that we're both kind of suffering from technical difficulty tiredness-itis, because this episode was missing something at the start. Do you know what it was missing, Crispy?
What? What did we miss?
3, 2, 1. Too late to transition, because we're already here.
Oh, no!
I know! We missed it!
Oh,
We're in the
no!
4th episode! It's too late now! Alright, folks, editing-wise, I just created an absolute headache for myself, but I'm slipping in a transition there because I am that committed to this episode being amazing, okay?
Yeah. Wow.
Crispy, are you proud of us?
Wow. Yeah. I can't believe
Could you say that we are proud of each other?
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't even laugh that time. Alright, I'll revisit. I'll think of something better. Next up. Oh, really? Oh, yeah, actually. Why am I saying really? Are we surprised by this? Probably not.
Shall we talk about Benny, Orphan 55?
No, actually, I don't think we should.
All right. Nikola Tesla's Night of Terror.
Look,
What
listen.
a story.
Sometimes the hate is overplayed. Sometimes things are cliches and they shouldn't be. But sometimes a cliche is a cliche for a reason, and sometimes an episode is just Orphan 55. This episode is just not good.
It's not.
It's just not good.
Not.
I mean, it suffers from a problem that 2 episodes in a row of this series suffer, which is we've made a monster that looks like a previous Doctor Who monster, but we're not going to address it. Not going to touch on it once. And I've said this a million times, and I realise this is niche, but the dregs of Orphan 55, that's their actual name, I'm not just calling them that, the dregs of Orphan 55 are the spit of the Hoiks from Love and Monsters, from the opening Scooby-Doo sequence.
Yeah, they got big teeth, I guess.
No, they got the pointy head, they got the weird open jaw with the big teeth, they both roar, and that's about all they do and run after you. They are like spits of each other.
I don't think that's the main reason people complain about this episode.
No, I'm leading with that because we're going to get into serious complaints now. But like that one, I just wants to put out there. It's always rubbing the wrong way. You know, it's like it looks good, but maybe say you've seen it before, Doctor, because you kind of have. And also, just never known a monster to at one point in the episode look horrifying, terrifying, amazing. Then in the next shot, be like broad daylight, rubber suit.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I didn't mind them. I didn't mind those dudes. I thought they looked
that doesn't bother me too much, but I just always know once that was pointed out to me, I was like, oh, that's real disparity. But the real problem here, Crispy, well, why don't you take it away?
Well, I mean, from personal experience, I was like kind of on a high from the Spyfall 2 part of being like, oh my gosh, talking about the Master, like Gallifrey is back. We got the Timeless Child thing. We got some kind of series arc. Something's happening. I knew the Judoon were coming back later. I was like, oh, series 12. We're in for a good time. And then the BBC, I think it might have been BBC America or someone, posted being like, you won't believe how Orphan 55 ends. And I was like, after the end of like Spyfall and everything, we had like we've had basically cliffhanger after cliffhanger. I was like, oh my gosh, what are we in for? But I think this episode kind of represents everything that people think is wrong with the Jodie Whittaker era.
Yeah.
Even though this is an outlier. Just the end is very preachy, and us as humans are the problem. That's the issue here. And then it kind of ties into the fact that, can we change the future if you've already visited that particular future or whatever?
The argument I brought up many
there's a lot of
times,
issues. Yeah.
Oh, do you want me to? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but
if
please.
the Doctor makes a point of, the humans might be able to change this future, it's like, no, if you've landed in that future, that means they didn't, and we're there. That is the future. Unless you go back and make a conceited effort to change it, concerted effort to change it. You can be conceited if you want to be, but it's not relevant. Make a concerted effort to change it, then nothing's going to change. That is the future, Doctor. I understand what you're going for there, but it doesn't work. This continuity of this show is not great. Like, there are a lot of plot holes, a lot of inconsistencies people can point out, but that one is like, it's horrendous. I was like, oh, come on.
It is weird. It is truly bizarre.
Also, I get the image of Bradley Walsh in his Speedos, which, depending on who you are, might be exciting, but it was strange.
It's exciting stuff. It is exciting stuff.
Is it exciting?
So I've put a bottom of D. I truly think maybe.
We're not even talking about the fact that the main twist is that it's Earth. Like Earth is the destroyed planet.
Yeah.
Like they kind of reveal it. I think that isn't it something like they reveal it about 3 different times to different people?
I've seen this episode maybe twice. Being
the
generous.
mother sacrifices herself, but also doesn't sacrifice herself and comes back. There's the weird flirting between Ryan and the other girl where they flirt by sucking each other's thumbs, which I guess was something to do with the poisoning from the virus from the things in the
vending machine
food. Which you don't remember this either, do you?
No.
There's a whole bit where Ryan gets food out of a vending machine. There's some kind of like nanobot virus thing in it, and there's a great, like, genuinely great Jodie being the Doctor scene of being like, right, like, I can't remember it specifically, so I'm making it up. It's like, hop on one leg, twist your arm, suck your thumb, you'll be fine. Like, that was like the best bit of the episode for me. That was very Doctor Who-y. I loved that. Yeah. I loved that. But, like, he's also flirting with someone who's sat under the table sucking a thumb as well, and as she, like, goes to give her life to fight the dregs for some reason with her mum, who she's hated until now, which doesn't feel perfectly wrapped up, but whatever. She looks at Ryan and sucks her thumb. And then they go off to have a lecture about climate change. It's awesome. It's a strange plot. Also, Benny
is insane. Benny
Which
is
one of
absolutely
you
insane.
hurt my Benny?
Oh, man.
All I can say is I hope
dream.
I find someone who, when I'm her age, I will scream about like that.
That's nice.
I hope
Get someone that talks about you as much as she talks about Benny.
That's true love right there.
That is true love. That truly is.
Would you do that for your girlfriend?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I
there you
would.
go. See, that's true love, ladies and gentlemen. And that's the real message here.
We wouldn't go on holiday to Orphan 55. We wouldn't do that.
Yeah,
mainly because we have a mortgage now, so we can't do that.
There's true love and there's psychosis. Yeah. She has both of them. You have one of them, and thankfully it is the true love. Although sometimes I wonder. Anyway, Orphan 55, definitely bottom of D tier. Next up, Crispy.
We have Nikola Tesla's Night of Terror. We have a call from Felix from Clom. Hello!
Ring, ring!
Did Nikola Tesla's Night of Terror actually have any scenes set at night? Also, that thing that Graham picks up that he wants to use as a gun, it looks like something else, and I can't say what it is, but just confirm whether I'm the only one who thinks it looks like that.
I don't know what you're referring to.
They successfully execute on some of the visual effects that they tried in the Lazarus experiment. That's pretty cool.
Sure, I think it's very practical in Nikola Tesla. Oh, I suppose there's those little.
Yeah, they
scorpions.
actually got real alien scorpions.
Yeah, they got real. Yeah, they actually. It's a very expensive episode. They imported them from Mars.
There's some psychotic stuff going on this call. I don't think either of us have energy. We're
we got energy.
The thing I cut myself saying because I didn't realize he hadn't finished speaking was I don't know what gun he's talking about, but I feel like the way he's hinting at it suggests he's thinking of something innuendous. Let's say. I'm assuming.
Okay.
And also to answer your question, is there a night scene? Yes, the opening scene on the train is at night.
Oh yeah. There's a really, really good shot with the villain, like as the train carriages go apart, and you just kind of linger on the carriage. I always love that shot. Always love that shot. This is a great story of Doctor Who. Remember the name of the villains?
Mm-hmm.
The Vlinks.
What is it
no
with people in the Vlinks?
I can't remember what they are. The Skithra. The Rani Chandras.
Yes, and Anjali, I think it's how you say it, Anjali Mahindra, was the actress to play the Skithra Queen, who was Rani Chandra in the Sarah Jane Adventures, and is also in real life married to Sacha Dhawan.
So cool. So Series 12 coded.
A married couple,
so Series 12
2 episodes
coded.
apart.
That's so cool.
And also, continuing my point from Orphan 55, the Skithra look very much like the Rachnos. The fact it's never acknowledged or discussed is kind of strange because
see, this one I'm more annoyed about.
Spidery bit on the back, they're just almost identical. It's crazy.
It's ridiculous that they don't even mention it.
But
this,
for all the mess we give Love and Monsters, not we're of higher form, higher taste than that. Higher form, we're of higher taste than that. Okay. And higher form. We're podcasters. That's above every other class of society. Clearly, heavy sarcasm implied there. But I love that in Love and Monsters, one of the first things Rose says when she sees the Absorbal office is he a bit Slytherin? It's like, you're not from Max Corrigan Albatorius. No, I'm from the Twin Planet. Clom. I love that they just acknowledge it, even though it's cringy and cheesy. It's great. It's good. I wish they did that more with monsters that looked alike.
The guest star they get on here, I can't remember his name, that plays Nikola Tesla.
Gorian Visnik is coming to mind.
Wow, great
How
memory.
that just came to mind, I don't know.
That's
but
insane.
I think that's his name.
He's fantastic. He's one of the best in the whole Whittaker era, I'd say.
I would argue the best historical actor performance in all of modern Who, ?
Whoa.
Just for the level of commitment and the way he sells the character, I think he's absolutely phenomenal.
It's a good episode. It's a good episode.
I also really like Robert Glenister as what's his name?
Who?
I'm gonna get a light bulb moment in a minute. Thomas Edison. That's it.
Ford Jefferson. Yeah. What do we want to rank this?
This is an easy A for me.
Just like that Emma Stone film,
which I've not actually seen, and I really should.
You've never seen Easy A? It's fun. It's good.
I might put it top of A, maybe.
Oh.
Is it better than It Takes You Away? I think it might be. It Takes You Away has some really great moments, but in terms of the overall vibe and the way they sell the setting and some of the guest performances, I think it might excel it slightly. I think top of A.
Sure. I'm happy with that.
All right. Up next in S tier, are we going to debate this, or is? Come on. Now the question is it better or worse than Demons of the Punjab?
We're talking about Fugitive of the Judoon, folks.
Yeah, sorry, we should have said that. Giving us the absolute legend that is Joe Marston's The Fugitive Doctor. A fantastic twist that I don't think leaked anywhere. Fantastic reveal, absolutely flawlessly done. So good. You can debate the semantics of why is her TARDIS a police box as much as you want. I don't care. The reveal is great. Every Doctor Who fan is able to suspend their disbelief sometimes and not at other times, and everyone will be different with it. For that, I don't care. I do not give a flying Dalek. I don't care. I love it. Okay? It's great. You loving that I said flying Dalek there?
Yeah, I enjoyed that. If it was your own channel or if you were streaming, you'd be saying something very different there.
Yeah, a flying Sonic.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And also, this is, we kind of have Captain Jack back as well.
Yeah, removing all outer conversations we have done all the time. Seeing Captain Jack come back was absolutely brilliant. So just pitch perfect.
Such a surprise.
And also just felt just like Captain Jack of the past. There was no real change there. I thought that was fantastic.
And I thought it was
that
cool.
He just could not pick up the Doctor correctly. Just kept picking up the companions. Such a great bit and a good way to use the companions during what is a huge pivotal story arc for the Doctor.
Yeah. Because, a lot of the time, with a lot of these stories, since you have so many companions, sometimes I find what the companions are doing much less interesting than what the Doctor's up to. This one, I was like, oh, that's fun. That's something they can do while the Doctor has this massive, pivotal moment kind of questioning their past and who are you and everything like that. And the Judoon are back, so that's, nostalgic. Troy, that was your first episode of Doctor Who, was Smith and Jones. So that must have been nice for you.
I loved the upgrade on the Judoon. Visually they looked pretty much the same, but the mouth movement, I actually bought that the mouths were moving with what they were saying, which in 2007 Smith and Jones, I get why they didn't look like that, But like seeing the mouth movements be far more articulated and matching the vocals, that was just like that extra step that I needed. It was so good.
It was a surprising episode. This episode was just a very welcome surprise in the middle of a series.
And also, I would argue, with some episodes, people make the argument that, future episodes and wrap-ups of story arcs can weaken the openers if they're not very well handled. Regardless of how you feel about the rest of Series 12, I think this episode just stands on its own merit. I think it's just a phenomenal episode, regardless of whatever way you slice it, for me.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. I've always loved this story, and it is kind of Joe Martin's only appearance as the
Fugitive. There isn't
Fugitive
hologram,
Doctor.
Or flashback
whatever.
or visual
Weird.
representation. Yeah,
which is a
Give
shame.
us more Joe Martin, please.
We need. Anyway, let's move on to Praxius. How do you feel about Praxius?
I mean, I say for all its arguments, it's just this era generally because so many people whinged about so many things, a lot of the time unfairly. But like the whole thing of this era being, a bit more educational, telling you about things you didn't know, I will hold my hands up and say I did not realize. Why are you hovering in S tier, fella? Like I like this episode, but come on, let's get a grip of things. Get a grip. My camera is shaking, it's protesting. I was not acutely aware of the issue that everyone has so many microplastics in their body. Like, that was a horrifying realization for me. I was like, oh, that is real. And I like that about the episode, that it will make people go, is that true? Especially kids to their parents, which could be a bit unsettling for young people, but it is like an appropriate thing to bring up. It is a scary thing of our life. And if you're thinking about that a little bit too much now, I'm sorry. Think about how Sonic the Hedgehog runs really fast and I keep making jokes about a console that's 20 years old. That'll distract you. But yeah, it's an interesting topic to be raised. The quality of the episode, it's not one of the best, but I do like the kind of Hitchcockian element of the birds being like, the monsters, or in a lot of ways, like the birds freaking out. I do like that element. Not sure how well it's carried out for the entire episode, but I like the horror aspect there. Bit of a globe-trotting vibe. Also, one of the first kind of like biggest hints of 13 and Yaz, which had to feel at least somewhat intentional because there was very what's called bisexual lighting. No, it wasn't bisexual lighting, it was lesbian lighting. It was like very kind of lesbian flag colour schemes in the lighting of the scene in, I think it was Korea, as the Doctor was like, we can't have a universe with no Yaz. Like, I'm not looking after you, sorry. Or like, there was a big thing about I want to keep you safe, and everyone was like, rainbow question mark? Like, I liked that.
Do you think... they touch on it in Haunting, don't they?
Yeah, I think there were hints beginning. Like by the time Series 12 was swinging round, there were a couple of teasers for sure.
But no one talks about Praxius. no one's talking about this.
No,
episode.
Notice how I immediately went to like Alfred Hitchcock and lesbians straight away. Like obviously far more important topics. Interesting argument, some cool little bits as I mentioned that I like throughout, but as an overall episode, like I said, it doesn't bowl me away. I'm not like amazed by it, so I'm kind of, I don't know, maybe a C, maybe a low B, maybe a low B.
Was this was our guy? This is future showrunner Pete McTee?
Yes.
Yeah, interesting.
I don't know.
I'm gonna go C. I really think it's just like such a C episode.
Okay.
That's where I feel.
See what you've done there.
Thank you. But can you hear me?
I can hear you, and I can hear me twice.
Yeah.
This is the most appropriate episode to ask can I hear me? Yes, I can, and it's annoying me.
Yeah, you can. Yeah. Oh, dearie. But
Crispy, the most important thing is, can you hear we?
Oh, far out.
The thing I love about Crispy is, like, every time he says far out, imagine him swapping out for the F word, and it just works so beautiful. So well. I love it.
Okay. Can you hear me? What an episode.
I far outing love this episode, you know what I mean? See what I did that? Sorry. This episode has some of the coolest villain visuals in the era. Not just for the animated kind of 2D caveman cave drawing ancestor type art of the two gods that ruled over and then were became evil and then were imprisoned in these like fixed positions, which is such a cool idea. But also, as weird and strange as it is, the fingers detaching and going in the ears, such a cool eerie visual that I love.
Weird. It's weird, but it is cool. Cool visual. I don't hate this story. Yeah.
I will never forgive this episode for the next time trailer showing a claw reaching around a wall and me thinking it was a Slitheen claw because it had 3 fingers and long nails. I realized it's entirely a me problem, but I went, that's a Slitheen hand. It looks like a Slitheen hand, and it was just like it was that woman's, was her name Petra? No, that's a Wonder of the World. Was her name Petra?
I can't remember.
But it was just a visualization of her, like, nightmare of a monster coming around a wall, and it wasn't a Slitheen. I just want my big fat green boys back. Okay, I've said this before. But I really like this episode. I think it's pretty good. And also, the what's in the best... I mean, this is the most we get out of Ryan in the whole series, I think, out of Series 12.
What does he do in this episode?
Well, they get the whole... There's, like, the whole theme of mental health throughout this episode, which I think is pretty decently handled in a lot of places. But you actually see him hanging out with his friends who are like, we don't see you anymore. You need to talk to us. And they try and have a bit of a moment there. I forgot about that. Well, I mean, to be fair... It's been a while maybe since we've seen some of the episodes. I'm surprised to remember as much of it as I do, but I've just got a ridiculously silly memory sometimes. But also, like, again, as much as I don't want to hate on... I know he's my least favourite companion, maybe because he had the least to do, but Ryan basically has nothing else memorable in this season to go for other than that, so remember it. And also a weird line in Spyfall Part 1 where he's like, my name's Logan, and now I'm worried I look nothing like Hugh Jackman. It's like the only 2 things I remember about him in Series 12. So, which just,
wow.
Yeah.
Don't they do a lot with Yaz? Isn't there like a Yaz thing? Like she's
yes,
like
this is the bit I was going to go, which is she was like they don't allude, like they don't say it specifically because obviously it's like a date, like a family program, but it's heavily implied that Yaz at one point was considering taking her own life, and a police officer came along, chatted with her, and she was like, I know how you're feeling right now. I've been there too, but I bet you 50p that. If you come back, like if you think about it in 6 months' time or however long it was, you'll look back and think, I'm glad I didn't do what I'm going to do. And then the episode pretty much ends with her turning up at the police officer's door and giving her the 50p, which is just... we've said it before, especially in this era, which is very much like we tell more than we show. That is the best show don't tell of this probably era generally.
Yeah, more of that. More of that.
Pitch perfect setting there. So like for me, it's an episode out of Series 12 I've probably watched lower compared to other episodes, but like objectively speaking is one of the better episodes of this series for me. I think it's definitely, I would put it in A. I think between Rosa and Kablam.
Absolutely not.
Really?
Absolutely not. I'm putting it top of B, final offer.
Right. Why top of B and not bottom of A?
Because I feel like, no one, I feel like there's no urgency for me to go back and watch Can You Hear Me? With that A tier, those are ones I go, oh yeah, I'll happily watch those again. Can You Hear Me? It doesn't register. It's not a bad episode.
That's my point, you know what I mean? It's an episode we might not have watched as much, but maybe we should. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think about it and I'm like, this is a good episode.
No.
It does have that strange shot of Jodie being handcuffed. Oh, my cap is flying off my head.
Yeah.
That shot of Jodie being handcuffed and she goes to like reach for her Sonic and she somehow flings it out of her coat and straight into her hand in like the most CGI shot ever. Which is like a bit goofy.
That's ridiculous.
All right, well, you know what? It's time for an edition of Twos or Tails. Crispy pick.
Twos.
I'm going to do it again. I can't toss a coin to save my life. It's Tails.
So what, good. You want it here?
Yes.
Everyone in the comments, please sound out your thoughts on that. Please.
No, don't. Because you know what? Me in the comments, we get each other. Okay?
Yeah. And someone please
edit
together
the next episode
a Troy
is
Wee compilation.
In S tier. It's the haunting of Villa Diodati. I would say second best. I don't know. Actually, maybe it beats Woman Who Fell to Earth.
Ooh, tough call.
Because sometimes this team structure isn't flat. It's mountainous with me and the summit and the stratosphere alone. Like, it's, ooh.
Yeah, it's pretty damn good.
A quote was enough to change his mind, ladies and gentlemen. If you are an audio listener right now, a quote changed his mind about putting it second place to first place.
It's true.
Like, I've said this before, but like, this is one of the biggest examples of me not liking an episode first time I saw it and then going back and going, this is gas. This is so good. I mean, I've made no bones about the fact that I was watching some very pessimistic YouTube content about Doctor Who at the time, which I only realised looking back. Not a lovely thing to admit, but, we all have our down times. And by this point, the content I was watching was just very much railing on the series, which definitely was impacting my enjoyment of it. As soon as you watch it, it's that meme. I've said to you a million times, this is great when you don't have someone moaning in your ear telling it sucks. Like, It's so well set. The pacing and the tone are fantastic, but the lone Cyberman, I kind of love that. We obviously know the Cyberman is coming in the next couple of episodes because Captain Jack warns of it. Well, at least we're expecting it'll be this series.
I thought it'd be the finale.
But, like 20 minutes into the episode, suddenly the Cyberman's here, and you're like, like, where's this come from? And it's somehow, actually, they're better than you for once. That's crazy. And somehow it fits perfectly to the episode. I mean, just arguably the best villain of this era, and that's with Sacha Dhawan's master in the era, so it's, high praise. But for the horror aspect of the Cyberman with like holding up the baby and just the kind of creepy nature of the episode, it's so good. So good.
Series 12 is just full of surprises. And that once again is like, things didn't leak. They don't talk much. They don't do a lot of heavy press like they kind of did during the Moffat and RTD eras. It was I don't know. So you didn't really know what you were going to get week to week. And this one absolutely, knocked it out of the park. We get a kind of darker performance from Jodie, especially during one of her famous flat structure, speeches. And it's one of the only episodes we see Jodie wear the hood, I think. Doesn't she wear the hood this episode at the start?
Isn't it the only one in the entire era?
Maybe it is, yeah.
She has the hood up in a lot of Series 11 promo photos, or some Series 11 promo photos, but not in the episodes themselves. I think it might be the only one where her hood's up at any point.
But it's just a creepy story. The lone Cyberman is such a cool concept. It's a cool looking design. It's quite a spooky episode, but it's fun. It keeps you invested. I just kind of wish the whole Jodie era was like this episode.
Yeah,
to be honest, we have 1 million callers. If you want to listen to one,
pick
or
the
two.
Second caller.
I could do that. This is Lord Byron. Hello.
Good evening, gentlemen. This is Lord Byron speaking. I would have to say that my favourite episode of Series 12 is The Haunting of Villa Diodati. It is genuinely thrilling. I think it's one of the best Cybermen stories we've had in recent years, and Ashard as a character is absolutely fascinating, although somewhat wasted after his first appearance, but nonetheless, I absolutely love this episode. Anyway, good day to you both.
Good day.
This isn't meant to sound offensive. If it offends you, I'm very sorry, but I don't know if that's your actual voice or whether you're putting it on. Either way, that was the best fitted voice to be Lord Byron. If that's your actual voice, that's so convenient, and I love it because you sold that perfectly.
We won't know. Yeah,
good evening,
you, Lord
chaps.
Byron.
Absolutely fascinating.
Good evening.
Great.
Good evening.
I loved it.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like
this is Saw Bridgerton.
It's so wait, that's Rogue. Hold on a second.
Yeah, bring back Millie Gibson. I miss her. Anyway, yeah. So S tier. Crispy, there's only 2 episodes left.
Cool.
We've steamed through this a bit quicker than I thought we would, to be honest.
That's good. This finale, hey, no controversies.
No, not at all. None the
didn't
BBC had to actually issue a statement over, which is insane.
Oh man, the fandom's so funny.
That's a very good choice of words for instead of annoying. Not you lot, again. Well, unless you still hate the Timeless Child, in which case, it's been 5 years, put your guns down, the war's over. Please go outside.
War's over. I can't believe
we've had the reality war since then, there have been other wars.
Honestly. But Troy, what are the titles of these episodes?
The Ascension of the Cyberman and the Timeless Children. Ascension of the Cyberman getting the award for best cold open.
Did somebody say Timeless Child? Baby.
Come on now.
You are the Timeless Child. The Timeless Child.
I can't deny a banger when I hear it, Crispy. Can't deny a banger. I actually think someone in the comments last week said that they wanted you to use that now that I think about it.
Oh, really?
I think maybe.
Awesome.
Maybe I'm making that up, but I could have swore. I'm going to look real quick, and I'm going to name them if I can find them. I don't think I'm making this up.
That's so funny. You said
yeah.
Timeless Child before. I was like, I have a soundbite for that.
So I have a noise that applies to this. This is crazy. I love the one of the first comments I see is a bit you told me you loved someone commenting on the tally.
The tally.
Which Yeah, I love the cold open for this episode, mainly because you get the floating Cyberman helmet, and you float into the helmet, and the intro starts. Just so good.
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Yeah.
I don't see the comment here. I thought someone had commented that.
Oh, well, maybe you just thought it.
Maybe. But I really thought someone had said use the Timeless Child sound.
Well, if they did, I used it anyway.
Well, you did, yeah. Crispy, can you lead with your thoughts on this final two-parter while I check one more episode, because I'm convinced I'm not going crazy?
Yeah, for sure. Ascension of the Cybermen. An interesting story. I'm trying to remember it. I remember there's cyber drones, which I thought looked goofy in the trailer, but they're fine in the episode. They're just like kind of flying heads. It's very strange. I quite enjoy Ashad, the lone Cyberman, as a villain. Like, as I said before, very visually interesting, and I like the look of him and how it's a cyber conversion. It's gone wrong, and they kind of play on that, being like, well, you're not man or machine. You're kind of this weird in between. I'm trying to remember exactly what happens. They find Gallifrey at the end, right? That's like kind of where they're trying to get to.
Yeah, there's I can't remember the actual name of it, but there's like a refuge to hide from the Cybermen, from this ongoing kind of war that's happening, and the refuge turns out to be Gallifrey. And I can't remember what happens to all. Again, this is a detail I've forgotten. But I can't remember what happens to all the people who've gone through this They call the threshold, isn't it? You've gone through the threshold, because Gallifrey is just empty.
Yeah. I
don't know if the insinuation is that the Master kind of did his big genocidal blow up the planet thing after everyone had moved on to it, but I thought he only killed Time Lords anyway. Actually, no, that's not true. Because if he killed everyone in Gallifrey, which he says he did and clearly did, as we've talked about before, there are what are the names of Gallifreyan residents who are not Time Lords?
Tenants. David Tennants.
It's not Shibogans. What are they called? I'll go look this up. There's a term.
I don't know what
name
you're talking
of people
about.
who live on Gallifrey. Don't you say Time Lords, Google. I will get very angry. Lie on Gallifrey. People who live on Gallifrey.
Do you think rent is cheap on Gallifrey?
Oh, it just says Gallifreyans. It is Shibogans. I was right. It is Shibogans.
Oh.
Well, there you go. But yeah, so point being is that there are people on Gallifrey who can't regenerate. Only Time Lords, who are a specific sect of society in Gallifrey, can regenerate. And if everyone was dead on the planet Gallifrey, that means people, even those who couldn't regenerate, were killed. So I suppose if you send people through the threshold who are human or otherwise, they would also have died in the explosion. Point being, I wish I remembered how that was explained, if it was explained. But yeah, and then after that, it just turns into a big, I'm going to explain your whole history thing. Like, it definitely feels like the first part is just building up to, we're going to Gallifrey.
That is the whole first episode.
yeah,
and
genuinely.
then Sasha rocks
like,
up at the end, as we predicted.
Sure.
Yeah.
I like seeing the Doctor try and take a bit more command and control over the companions and being like, right, kind of like Haunting of Villa Diodati. Not quite as stern, but very much you need to do what I say when I say.
Yeah.
And I do like that she does try and take that lead, even if the companions don't always listen. Ashad, I think, is still pretty well, like, kind of intimidating at times in this episode, especially towards the start. Of like him and the cyber bodyguards like looking around and like kind of trying to like call out the Doctor while they're hiding in one of the buildings. Like there's some like good scare elements to him there, but definitely like not quite as creepy as in Haunting. But that's just part and parcel with the way that was shot and paced and everything. But yeah, it's a perfectly fine episode. I know the cliffhanger got me really excited just seeing Sacha Dhawan back as the Master.
Yeah.
Like you could tell that I was really sold on him by Spyfall, because seeing him come back again, I was so excited for next week to see what he did next. Like I was so in on that. But yeah, I think it's a fine episode. I don't love it. I don't hate it.
Mm-hmm. It's a good looking episode. Jamie Magnus Stone directs this finale, and boy oh boy, I think they look phenomenal, to be honest.
It's a Jamie Magnus Stone Cold banger visually.
Oh, we should make a soundbite out of that. And then reverb.
Can you call him back up? If you got his details, get him to just call in and be like, Jamie Magnus Stone Cold banger.
Well, actually, talking about Jamie Magnus Stone, I think a friend of the podcast, Josh Carr, just recently interviewed him for Who Knew. And I remember back in the day. I asked Jamie Magnus Stone to be on our podcast, and he was like, "Oh no, I'm not. I don't really want to do like I'm not really in the podcast scene." But it seems like he is now. So maybe we could see if we could hit up Jamie and have a chat with him on here. We'll see. I don't know if that's in the realm of possibilities, but I love Jamie Magnus Stone. I love the episodes he directs. So yeah, but I don't know. Story wise, where do we want to rank this?
I think it's a nice firm B.
A firm B? Can I go top of B?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, finally.
Above Resolution, though.
Yep.
Yep. We have Resolution above it.
That.
Oh, come on.
Absolutely not. Flip
Come
for
on.
it. Flip for it.
Oh, for goodness sake. 3 coin tosses in one episode.
2.
You, Crispy, are a coin tosser without the coin.
2.
You gone for 2s?
Yeah.
Just go to the next episode.
All right, here we go. This one is the crazy finale that split the fandom.
Some would
The
say
Timeless Children.
split it irreparably. Or you just like that word, do you? Irreparably.
It's a good word.
It's a good word.
You're full of good words, Troy.
Crispy, can we decide on this episode so I can go play some Sonic before I sleep?
Sure.
I want to get out of this one before we get too deep in the hate. I don't want people to hate on us for liking this episode, because I like this episode. Don't care. I
like it too. I think it's crazy, and like I think Troy and I have both said that the idea of like I'm open to the idea of there being, some kind of child, as it were.
I'm open to the idea of a child existing.
Of children. I'm open to having children, okay?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Crispy's relationship hour, where he's talking about what's going on in his personal...
The idea of this kind of mysterious person rocking up and then them kind of inventing regeneration and then the doctor having these hidden lives or whatever. That's interesting. However, as I said back then, and I'll still say it now, it would have been more interesting if it was the Master, and which would kind of justify the genocide of the Time Lords, rather than him being like, "Oh, I've got a little bit of the Doctor in me. Let's kill everyone but the Doctor."
I think that's the exact same wording I've said as well in the past. We're just so in tune. Like, I'll be honest. The more that time passes, the more I'm absolutely fine with it being the Doctor that was the timeless child. Like,
well, they've kind of done some stuff with it.
Yeah,
even RTD touched on it.
I feel as though, the only real reason I would still back that it would have been interesting for it to be the Master is, again, the idea that the Master, who has at times relates to the Doctor and wanted them to be friends again, even if it's different incarnations, the idea that a little bit of the Doctor's power, just in the sense of the power to regenerate, is in the Master, is enough for him to go, do you know what? I'm going to murder every single person on this planet, regardless whether they're Time Lord or not. I don't care who they are. You know all those families we saw in the Day of the Doctor who were carrying from Daleks who got saved by John Hurt? They're dead.
Forget about it.
They're gone.
Forget about it.
Not just the men, but the women and the children.
Yeah.
Nice little Star Wars tie-in there, beautiful.
Good. Good.
But, for that to be because he can regenerate, that he wants to kill everyone, it's always felt a little excessive. So if he was a timeless child, at least it would justify that. But to be honest, the more that time passes, the more I mature with age, like a fine wine, the more I definitely think the Doctor probably was the better call to be the timeless child. There's more you could do with that narratively.
I don't think better, but I think it's not as big a deal. But I truly think that it would have been more interesting as the Master. That could be a fun little... And then the Doctor
would
have to
explain why the Master keeps popping back up again, despite being dead or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Having, the Master could have this, infinite life problem. And then I kind of like the idea of the Doctor, and then if we try and explain the Fugitive thing, the Doctor just has this one forgotten, Doctor roaming around, and the Doctor has no idea where they kind of fit in their life. That could be really interesting, rather than, we don't know how many lives the Doctor has lived before being the first Doctor, William Hartnell. So I still back the Master thing. However, it being the Doctor doesn't irk me as much as it did back in 2020.
Yeah, personally, I'm absolutely fine. I've pieced enough of the story of this era together to realise that, the Gallifrey of old with Division, like the Time Lords who are superior and wants to be above everybody. They had this agency. The Doctor was one of their lead agents, and then grew a conscience or decided not to be there.
like
that was the
Division.
Fugitive Doctor, broke away. Eventually ended up getting pulled back, having the memories wiped, Force regenerates the First Doctor. Like, I picked that all up from the era, and I kind of like in some ways that you have to pick that up from little hints and teas and stuff, and it's not directly given to you. Again, show, don't tell. There's always been this argument that I've seen, which is that the Timeless Child was revealed, nothing was done with it, and I still disagree with that vehemently, especially with people being like, nothing was done with it in Flux. Like, we see the consequences of Division. We see two of the big enemies of Division, Swarm and Azure. Like, it is tied on. I think maybe people got so used, this is just a theory, people got so used to things being shoved in their face and very bluntly written in the Jodie era, that in Flux, when it wasn't quite as obviously said, people didn't pick up on it as much. They expected it to be shoved in their face. I wonder.
That's interesting.
Because I've just never felt that complaint, which we can get into next week. But, like, I like how much Chibnall did with the Timeless Child. He explained a few bits. He went into a bit of a tease with Division and the Fugitive Doctor. And then, honestly, I think quite rightfully went, right, this is someone else's Timeless now. If they want to touch it, they can. If they don't, it can just be out there as a random thing that everyone can pretend to ignore if they don't like it. And I like that. For something as big as a rewrite of the Doctor's character as that technically could be perceived as, or technically is, however, whatever side of the fence you sit on, like, I've nearly very carefully said something different there by accident. There was a H there where it shouldn't have been in my head for a moment. But, like, for me, that's the right amount of effort to give to it, and then just leave it open to everyone else and just see where it goes. I like that.
Yeah.
So,
but where do we rank it? Yeah.
I really
don't know.
think there's some really interesting stuff here. I like the lore implications. I like what's set up. I think it's handled relatively well. There's obviously the one thing that people criticise that I think is more universal is the idea that the Doctor once again lets someone else kill themselves for their own gain, which I think has happened a few times in the Jodie era. I can't remember off the top of my head when it was, but I know by this point people were like, come on, which is Koshamus. It was like the, you didn't start this, I did. I picked the Paul to send back the Siberian, blah, 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 blah. We didn't do it right enough. This is my chance to sacrifice myself. And the Doctor's like, all right, cool.
Sweet.
I still remember thinking that was when Jodie was going to leave. Like, we were going to have a Doctor mysteriously bow out after 2 series with absolutely no fanfare. To quote Shrek, like, that's ever gonna happen. It's crazy to think about now. It's the first time I've actually realised that the thing I was worried would happen in the Timeless Children actually happened in the Reality War. Oh, man. But I like Sacha Dhawan in this a lot. I think he eats up the scenery. You get some really good stuff with him.
Yeah,
Cyber
Sacha's
Master's
great.
still one of the coolest monster designs ever.
Yep.
Even if I feel like in the long run they're probably not used as much as they should have been. Well, not even probably. They are not used as much as they should have been. They're like the Silver Surfer of the Masters Galactus. In Power of the Doctor, they show up to herald that the Master is coming back, because the Cyber Master's being there means the Master's coming back, and then they're gone. So they really shallow balls that one up. Fantastic Four pun! I'm so proud of that. I'm so proud of that. If you haven't seen Fantastic Four, you're not going to get that joke, but if you have, okay. Where are we ranking this episode, Crispy? This is the longest chat we've had in a while.
I don't know. I
feel
don't
we're both delaying this
know.
because I don't know where to put it either.
Because I like putting it in A doesn't feel right. Putting it in B feels right.
I think
Top of B.
Low
As
A.
I've said the entire time. Low A.
I think, personally, there's some really cool... The way that the flashbacks are done and handled, I think, are quite interesting. Sacha Dhawan eats up the scenery. And there's some really good stuff in here, and I would probably put it between Kablam and Spyfall Part 1.
You are
maybe underneath Spyfall Part 1, actually. No, I think maybe bottom of A.
Can we flip for it?
No, we flipped enough, and you've won the last 2 times. Let me have this.
The comment section's gonna light up.
Okay, good. I want the engagement. If you've enjoyed this
my
episode or
goodness.
not enjoyed it, if you're watching this right now, comment a clock
Robot.
emoji for the Timeless
clock.
Children.
Clock.
Comment a clock.
Clock.
Why does it just sound like we're like? I'm
Clock.
not saying it, ladies and gentlemen. That is what did you just?
I said clock.
Okay, good, because I was talking over myself and it sounded like you kind of had a soft L there, fella.
Bit of a clock
much like
up.
you've had for a lot of your opinions in this episode. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our tier list ranking. I'm so proud of myself for that. Of Series 12 of Doctor Who. Next time, ladies and gentlemen, we do Series 13 and the specials. We're going to go over... Just looking at this again is crazy. In a 10-episode span, we go from Revolution of the Daleks to Power of the Doctor.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
And, ladies and gentlemen, monumental moment. We reach episodes we have reviewed on this podcast.
Yes!
We're so old. We're so old, man. This is episode 183.
Far out. Christ almighty.
Remember what I said earlier about
boy.
swapping out far out with another word? That was another
Yeah.
perfect fitting moment. Crispy,
Agreed.
give us some comments to close this thing.
Series 12 is pretty good, hey?
Yeah, pretty good. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching this episode of Who's There, a Doctor Who podcast. If you have enjoyed it, as always, make sure you like the episode, leave us a 5-star review, subscribe, leave a comment, send us money, do whatever is applicable to you. Just send us money. Just there's no address. Just put money in an envelope and write Who's
just
There on
send
it.
it
Put
away.
it through a post box. It'll make it to me. I'm sure it will. But yeah.
Yeah,
thank
to
you all for
Troy.
watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, support the Patreon. Support the Patreon. Yeah. The Patreon's very quiet right now. We've really slacked some perks, but I'm telling you now,
Oh, don't worry.
we've recorded some epic things. We've talked about when the show refreshes next year. You're going to be very excited, folks.
Oh, boy.
Oh boy. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
The tally.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, it's goodbye from Crispy,
Goodbye.
and it's goodbye from me. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you all next week. Alan Z, baby.
Alan Z, baby.